ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear my voice and if you can see my face, and that means we are back together for another Monday night, and that means it's time for Firepitt. I am here at the ScarFire headquarters with our interview guest, which is a rarity, but I'm very excited about it. And on air with me, as always, is my best friend, Jim Skiff. Jim, how you doing, baby?
I'm doing just great, Megan. I'm really looking forward to getting to know our guest and talking about his tracks. Give us a
Yeah,
little intro.
absolutely. I would love to give this intro. In fact, I have been waiting a very, very long time to give this intro. So AP About a Bag, the artist, I keep saying it wrong because I don't know how to read, but AP, who's sitting here next to me, is a rapper within the Pittsburgh music scene. He's brand new to the Pittsburgh music scene under this moniker. And the really cool part about this story is that he's been trying to make some music throughout the last couple of years. And throughout the last couple of years, I've been trying to build up ScarFire. This was the very first artist I have ever recorded under the name ScarFire. So this is kind of like a full circle kind of moment for me, and I'm really excited. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to AP. AP, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm very appreciative to be here with you guys tonight, and I'm very appreciative to get the opportunity to tell my story and everything that you guys will want to know about my music, and I'm ready to answer any questions that you guys throw at me.
Well,
Well,
Jim is
we're
really good
really
at throwing
glad
those.
we're really glad you're here with us this evening too, AP. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got into music in the first place? What's your background, and how did you? When did you first start rapping?
So I grew up around New Canton, Natrona, Trentham area. Um, as I was growing up, I really didn't have too much myself, and my family really didn't have too much to necessarily provide for me or my younger siblings. I'm the oldest of five. So whenever it got time that I was big enough to make my own decisions and do everything that I needed to do, and I was capable of going out into the world by myself, I had to get into some certain things that were, not necessarily the most morally correct, I guess you would say. But I didn't do those for fun, or I didn't do them because I thought it was cool. I was just trying to help my siblings eat and everything like that. So once I was into that and I started getting into trouble in school and everything, and I was getting put into facilities and getting myself in trouble and getting locked up. So once I started getting that time to myself, sitting in that room alone for however many hours, nobody answering them phone calls for me or putting no money on my books or nothing. I kind of had nothing else to do but, have my pen or my pencil and my paper. So when I was in that position to sit there and do nothing with my time but be creative and be productive, when a lot of people don't, and I've seen a lot of people around me in my life not be productive and creative when they get that time given to them. And I had people very close to me, such as Megan, tell me that if I was have to ever end up in a situation where I had that time given to me, that I should use it correctly. So I decided to. So when I started rapping, I was around 15, 16 years old when I started rapping. I only really started because I was very much influenced by a lot of the music that I listened to. Um, I listened to a lot of local rappers, a lot of Pittsburgh rappers. There's a couple mainstream rappers that I might listen to, such as Polo G, or actually, I don't even listen to that many mainstream rappers, if I'm being completely honest. I listen to a lot of people that are underground or don't have as big as a name, that would not be on the radio per se. But at the end of the day, when I'm listening to that music, it's not necessarily inspiring me to do bad things or to go in a bad direction. It's more or less me being able to hear someone else that has went through the same struggles and tribulations that I have personally, and I'm able to relate to a lot of the music that I listen to. So I just want to be able to make music and be creative and pretty much tell my life through the speakers that I speak into.
Well, that leads me into a question I've always wanted to ask of a rapper. When you're creating your lyrics, do you write them down first, or do you like jam them out over like a beat? Yeah. How does it happen for you? Do they come together at the same time, or how's your process work, AP?
Okay, so when I had a lot of that time to myself, I, didn't necessarily have access to the internet a lot of the times. So when I was in a place where I didn't have access to beats or anything like that, I would just fill up notebooks. I would just fill up notebooks over and over again with lyrics. And then when I ended up getting out, I would have to struggle to find a beat that fit what I wanted to. But that also caused me to work on my enunciation and my pronunciation with all of my words, because I had to take it from that paper and put it onto a beat and make it fit. But I didn't like that process. So what I started to do was I would find the beat first. And then as I listened to the beat, I'll re-listen to a beat 5,000 times before a song's done, and I'll rewrite my song a couple times if I need to. So as I listen to the beat, I just rap what I feel should be going into the energy of the music that is coming like at me. Like if I'm feeling a certain type of energy from the beat that I'm listening to and I like it and I feel like it's pulling me in an emotional type way with no lyrics, I just try to add lyrics to that same beat that would cause that same emotion to be heightened. So I just pretty much tried my absolute best to make sure every song that I make hits the key that I want to emotionally and on beat.
Now, do you create your own beats, or is there a beat store that you go to download beats? How's it work?
So me personally, there is a couple different platforms that you can go buy beats on, but a lot of the beats that like they would post on there for $50, $100. I don't like those beats. I've listened to a lot of them. I don't like them. I'm just now like very, very, very recently starting to getting into making my own beats, and not necessarily making my own, but Megan is helping me produce a lot of them. And don't get me wrong, I'm here helping her, but she's the one engineering all of them and clicking all the buttons. I'm just providing creative support.
If I may chime in, as mentioned at the beginning of this episode, he was the first artist that I ever attempted to record under what I was calling ScarFire Records at the time. However, in the fall, he has some anticipated releases coming up that will be under the official ScarFire Media LLC record label that Jim, you and I have been talking about for a long time.
But to fully answer your question, where I do get my beats from, personally, I go on YouTube and I'll look for hours for a beat that I like. I'll look up type beats and I'll sit there and scroll and listen and scroll and listen until I find one that pulls me in a certain type of way. Almost when you're in a store and you're looking for a shirt or looking for anything and you like a lot of what you see, but nothing, calls out to you. It's like I do that same process with my music. So when I search for the beats, I find them, and if I like it and I like the song that I make to it, I can either lease the beat or I can buy it exclusively.
And so once you find a beat that you like or that speaks to you, does it kind of pull you follow it intuitively into subject matter? Sounds like a lot of your subject matter comes out of your real experience with your family and your friends and your experiences on the street. And then do they just kind of flow naturally once you get a meter going? I know, like I write a lot of poetry and lyrics, and when you get into a flow, sometimes the lyrics just come so naturally. Other times you got to work them over and over and over again. Do you refer to your notebook for ideas, or do things just come kind of naturally to you once you have a good beat?
So the actual subject matter that I talk about, that comes more natural to me than almost breathing air. That's all I've ever lived and that's all I've ever known. So when I talk about that, it's very easy for me to talk about it and explain it. But I do have to be careful on what exactly I say in my songs, so I don't make sure not to say the wrong thing or call out the wrong people that I don't necessarily want to call out in some of the songs that I might have. But the time that I also had to write and be creative, I also read the dictionary and I also read a thesaurus. So when I sit there and I break down the stuff in my subject matter in my songs, I try to make sure that not only do I speak clearly and tell a clear story, but people can follow along and digest what I'm talking about. So I try to make sure that no matter what I do talk about, anyone that listens to it should be able to understand it. And if they can't, they could probably do a little bit of research and figure it out.
So I think the first track of yours that we're going to listen to is called Family Matters. Why don't you break that down for us? Give us a little background on how that track emerged into the world.
That track emerged into the world because when I got in trouble And I had a lot of people that said that they were close to me and that said that they would be there for me and not do this or not do that. And I had a female as well that decided to do some crazy things in my life that she said she would never do. My family, was not there for me in a lot of ways that I needed them to be when I was there for them in ways that I didn't need to be as well. And whenever I had that time to sit there to myself and, recollect on all those things, I kind of just decided to make a song and put all my energy into a lot of the things that I was willing to do and that people will talk down on me for doing when they have no idea of the intention and reasons behind the reasons of why I did anything that I did. So that song kind of just comes from me putting it in people's faces that no matter what you say about me or my life, I had to do what I had to do, and you can't understand that.
Well, I think we should give that track a listen. What do you think, Megan?
I would love to give that track a listen. And I'd also like to shout out that this version of this song is a live performance that just happened over at Steamworks Creative. So here's a live track coming to you straight from AP. Let's take a listen to Family Matters.
If you want to share this one with y'all, if I'm going to share any of them. What you know about hand licks to help your mama pay the bills? Young as I heard tongue piping, selling drugs just for the thrill. Get no money, but been beefing cause they seen their mans get killed. Y'all ain't like that, you just round it, that's a hard to swallow pill. Well, big homie, bitch, I'm going through it my way. 3-way on the tablet with my celly bustin' plays. Even when the freedom was so getting to it every day, bro. How you got an iPhone in a plug, but still ain't making pay? Get some money, get the pick, the bitches 1, 2, 3, and 4. I won't move a muscle unless there's really money on the floor. Acting like a lot, I got these bitches begging more and more. I don't want the bitches when I see them, say they in a whore. I don't like to talk, I like to listen. Call that war tactics, do not think it's sweet, cause I'm white, I really been snapping ever since a young and chasing cheddar, bro. I been trapping. I've been with them drillers getting skrilla in their head tapping. Whoa, switch flow, I'm about to pull it back. Fuck the drama, turn this 20 to a fucking rat. Bounce back, never fail, pockets never flat. The money missing, not a 40 sound like thunderclap. As a man, I'm standing on my morals, no, I keep it P. You think he a brother, but that play gon' test his loyalty. I heard talking about some shit that ain't got shit to do with me. I'ma eat it like a man, that's what my mama's meant to be. Powder on the table, low burner, we ain't making cake. Everybody claim it, Lord, that's on you to see they fake. When I'm disrespected, about to pull it to the metal break. I'm the type that when I'm at the bottom, I'ma make a way. I don't give a fuck about your opinion, you ain't feeding me. Everything I got is cause of me, bro, you ain't feeling me. Stand on business, weather through that storm, the time coming, G. I know I'ma make it either way, that's what it's meant to be. Boy, you ever have to sell a rock to get a pack of socks? Swear I'll always be the closest to me, acting shit they not. Most important thing up on my mind, a number on the clock. Something you can't get back if you want it, so I see the cost on a daily. What the pros and cons that come on my decisions. Don't give a fuck, don't care if I'm the villain. People only hate when you do better, so I'm really chillin'. Only speaking up cause I fucked up, it's up to you to listen. Loyalty is rare, see my brother turn into a rat. See somebody wife done bust it open for a hit a crack. See somebody whack their brother just to get a couple racks. Yeah, I'm the type that never count a favor, why I'm keeping track. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate y'all, I appreciate y'all. Anybody here listen to Skrilla?
There you have it, folks. That was AP Bouttabag with his song Family Matters. We're hanging out with him here kind of in person at the ScarFire headquarters, and I'm really glad that we're doing it. Jim, what'd you think of the song?
Oh, I dug it very much. And the message of brotherhood and loyalty is one that comes through on all of your tracks. And I think it's an important message. Everybody's ready to sell each other out at the drop of a hat for a couple of bucks. And real loyalty is something that is not easy to come by. You had mentioned the influence of some of the local rappers and the local rap community. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that? Who are you speaking of, and who are you hanging with, and where can people go to hear the best rappers in Pittsburgh these days?
Great question.
Where to go? I'll touch on that first. Where to go, I wouldn't necessarily be able to fully say, because a lot of Pittsburgh rappers themselves, we're not like other cities. A lot of other cities, a lot of people have a lot of shows here and a lot of shows there, a lot of shows like this, and that. Pittsburgh is, or I wouldn't like to say is, but seems pretty much more or less like a hating ass city. When people decide to, go out and perform, drama gets started a lot of the time. So I've personally haven't seen too many Pittsburgh rappers have a lot of shows out in Pittsburgh, but you more have to look on, I would say, YouTube or underground platforms for the music that's in Pittsburgh, or more or less you just have to know the people that are into it. Some of the people that I was talking about when I say local rappers, I would say Reese Youngin. I would also say B-Doc as well. Reese Youngin, he's a little bit older in the Pittsburgh music scene. He didn't like fall off. He kind of just stepped back from the industry for a little bit. He's kind of popping out again now. Measy Step-A-Lot is also a very large influence on a lot of the music that I listen to. I don't necessarily condone a lot of the things that go around in the streets necessarily. To a lot of the people going back and forth on a lot of their stuff. That's why I won't mention too many names or necessarily where I'd be at personally or who I used to hang out with. But at the end of the day, a lot of the people that I was around wouldn't put themselves out there too much like that unless it's on the internet. So a lot of those questions, I would say it's hard for me to answer them directly because a lot of the rappers in Pittsburgh, they kind of just stay in their house or they go to the studio. And if they're not in the house, they're out doing whatever they usually be talking about in their songs. And that's why a lot of them end up in jail.
If I may extend on that question a little bit, do you know of any of the like record labels or recording studios around Pittsburgh that are doing rap music right now?
I do. ID Labs is a really big studio. I personally know Diggs. That's one of the bigger producers there. He is very, very, very good at mixing and mastering and the whole process of recording. When you go in the Diggs' studio, you get exactly what you pay for. He is on point. It's the second that you get there, he's mixing your song as you're rapping it. You know what I mean? So it's like ID Labs is probably the biggest one and almost the only one that I know that I've seen a lot of people go there, whether that be Juggy. I know Reese has went there as well. I know Fed the God has been at ID Labs. So there's a lot of the bigger rappers in Pittsburgh that have went to ID Labs. A lot of the other studios in Pittsburgh are kind of more just people's houses that they kind of turn into a studio and someone kind of learned just how to use Studio One. So that's a lot of the ones in Pittsburgh, but I would say production companies for even video, C4 and Blackout Productions are also very good. I've heard Trilla was good, but I don't necessarily know for sure if they're Pittsburgh based, but I've seen them have a lot of Pittsburgh artists on their platform.
AP, is there a definable Pittsburgh sound when it comes to rap? I know Wiz Khalifa and Mac Miller came out of the city and took kind of the Pittsburgh rap and sound and made it an international thing and had tremendous commercial success. Is there a vibe or a particular feel that you notice coming out of Pittsburgh? What's the next new sound? What's the take on it?
I think the next new sound that would be coming out of Pittsburgh would, in my personal opinion, wouldn't be super like dark drill rap, I guess you would say, but it would be more of a melodic beat with the substance, like the what is that word I'm trying to the subject matter. The subject matter would stay the same more or less, but the melody would be a lot more slower or instrumental acoustic, as I would say. That's seeming in society, especially in Pittsburgh, that I've seen a lot of rappers are leaning towards that because that I feel personally that brings better energy to a lot of the music that gets released in this city, because a lot of music over a lot of these past couple of years is released as it's any other music from a lot of other parts of the country. Like a lot of rappers in Pittsburgh try to but use other people's flows and then try to kind of make them their own. So I would say the one that Pittsburgh definitely has is the slower melodic feel to, but with the same subject matter as it always has.
And that slower melodic feel, I think, is readily evident in the next track that we're going to listen to, which is Street Preacher. Why don't you give us a little bit of background on this particular track? What are you trying to say, and what do you want people to take away from this wonderful piece that you've created, AP?
Street Preacher, that song is more or less just letting people know what I stand on as a person, and I won't stand with nobody unless they stand with me. And even if nobody stands with me, then I stand by myself.
Well, I think that comes through loud and clear in this song. And what about the beat for this song? Is this something you found on the internet, or is it created by
I
someone local?
I found this on the internet, but the very, very, very huge inspiration came from a rapper from Philly named Skrilla. Skrilla is a very, very, very large influence on this very particular beat. I like Skrilla because he made his own flow and nurtured it into exactly what he wanted it to, but I kind of took it and put my own spin on it in a way. So I didn't use exactly what he does. I just used the same melodic flow to the beat that he uses in a lot of his songs, and I tried to put my spin on it myself. So that's where that came from.
Well, let's give it a listen, Megan. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea, Jim. Without further ado, folks, let's take a listen to Street Preacher.
Never leave my mans behind, I'd rather end up in the sky. Bitch, I'll die for my brother and this money anytime. Fuck a drive-by, grab a Audi, leave you wanna miss a sound. We got your granny paying ransom, fuck it, your ass still gon' die. Fuck it, it's the summer, when we turn up, know it's getting cold. Walking with my heater, puff my wood, it got me feeling bold. Road running, hustle in my blood, just know I get a soul. The drum thumper, put that boy to rest, this poke gon' take a soul. Got some junkies in my pocket, got my jacket jumping. When I whip, they take it, hey shit, that shit been pack a punching. Say you sipping, but you tripping. Boy, you know there's Robitussin. While you clutching, see you tucking, but your ass still ain't a bustin'. Every time I drop a rack, make sure to stack and double back. I don't like, I stay with strap, hold hitter while I whip it back. Flipping packs, swell slipping traps, drop hats and throw him in the trash. Why he trying to be big dog, fake hustle, put that boy in last. Big toaster, hot roaster, slow cooker, been a joker, cold shoulder, white folder, 50 holder, hit his boulder, big poster, box closer, switchy whipping V8 motor, cold walk, no coaster, what bodies, no boaster, big click, one flip, ain't done until I hear it click. Been blocked, pass rock, up close, split top, dump gas, spark lighter, park the V in from the striker, bleach bath, burn trash and never talk, it's in the past. Get it for the family, get it fast, I'm acting like Toretto. Get into my guapo, if you owe, we gotta go to settle. Beef ain't never cold, it's hot one day, he gon' taste the metal. Fundamentals, what are those I know, I'm gon' see the devil. Can tell that boy gon' drink the Pepsi, then start asking for the pen. He ain't even hear no jersey number, but he took the stand, released the beats, I ain't no monster, but I'll crush him with a can. A 412, we made a steal, so I'll dip a metal slam. Handle business, couch your wishes, clean him up some dirty dishes. Rags of riches, night, bitchin' left his body in the kitchen. Say I'm trippin', got my trigger finger itching. Never sound what I do and no one can, there ain't no witness. Every man that hit your hoe, but you I still gon' try and save her. Every man that hit the dunk just like when Shaq played for the Lakers. Bro, fuck them feelings, keep it player, throat, go. When that meat be calling, know she gon' cater. That's all I got for that one. Thank you.
There you have it, folks. That was Street Preacher. We have been hanging out here with AP Bouttabag all night long, getting to hear his story, getting to hear his music. And before we let you out the door, on the road, and down to ScarFire's for another Monday open mic, this is the opportunity for you to tell us all about your upcoming releases, your shows, your shout outs, your thank yous. Don't say the fuck yous, though, because it sounds like in the rap scene, it's a little more intense than in a country singer. So leave those out. But anyway, we want to hear all about what's coming up.
Well, I'll say this, every Monday night I am at ScarFire's for an open mic. 99% of the time I perform. So if you end up going there on a Monday night from, I'm pretty sure 8 to 11, I will be there. So if you want to see me, I will be there as well. I will have an EP dropping in the fall, and I will also have an EPK following that I will have an EPK before I drop my EP to let everyone that does not listen to this or just wants to look into who I am as an artist, they are able to go there and find all my socials. My Instagram is AP AP Official 412. That's my Instagram handle. So anyone that wants to add me, they can add me on there. I post a lot of things on my Instagram when it comes to my music. When I come out with music, I will be making a lot of other social media accounts that will be connected to that same name and to that same handle. So here in a little bit, if you look that same handle up on any other social media platform, I should be able to pop up at the top of the list. I should be performing a couple shows next month around the Southside Pittsburgh area and some of the bars down there. I can't name a couple of them just yet because I don't know for sure. I'm still kind of waiting on not a like a pretty much just waiting on a response back from them to, you know, to get back to Megan and everything like that. But at the same time, I do have enough subject matter and I have enough songs to be able to put out an album or two. I've been working on it for quite a while and I am very, very, very ready to get all my stuff recorded, mixed and mastered and handled on all the legal ends of things. So I'm going to be able to post it and be completely able to just profit from what I've made with my own creativity.
Will the new EP be available as a disc or on vinyl or streaming only?
I actually very much planned on at first I wanted to make it streaming only. But there was one thing that Mac Miller did that none of the other rappers did was make CDs and stand downtown and walk around and sell them. And he, you know, pushed his image and he pushed himself as a person. So I feel like as another person in the rap industry in Pittsburgh, no other rappers would, I feel like, feel confident enough to be even able to do that. And I know that I, as a person, am very much comfortable being around people. So I'm going to make it streaming and it's going to be on a CD. So it will be disc and streaming.
That's cool. And I also have a question. Do rappers actually post their lyrics anywhere? Because a lot of times they go by so fast. And I love the interior rhymes. I love the sense of what you're saying, but I don't always get it clear. Are they ever posted like that?
From what I know, a lot of rappers in the Pittsburgh rap scene, I have not seen a lot of underground rappers post their lyrics. Like Wiz Khalifa would post his, Mac Miller would post his, Jimmy Wapo even, you know, when he started getting a little bit bigger, he would end up posting his, but a lot of the underground ones don't. I, on the other hand, Megan has told me that I should do that because if someone was to decide to listen to my music and want to know something I said or was wanting to break down a part of my song, they would be able to go back and do that. And I, from personal experience, have listened to songs of other rappers and I wanted to know what they said. And when I was able to look up that song and I was able to dissect what they were saying, that made me appreciate that artist even more because I was able to see exactly what they were saying and how they were saying it and break it down to myself. So when I know that when I give my fans that opportunity to do that same thing, that will very much grow a stronger connection to that music on their end.
Amen to that. And I'm looking forward to reading those lyrics. Why don't you lead us into this final track that we're going to listen to this evening? I believe it's called Portions.
Portions. When I made that song, that was just, I was in a very good mindset and I was just trying to make a song that people could bump their head to. It was more of a party song, but I was trying to touch on a lot of different portions of street life that life comes with, that a lot of people either are able to see or that they're around and they can't fully like understand or grasp some parts of that. And I feel like in that song, I broke up a lot of different portions of that life in different ways. And I said them in different ways so that maybe when people can listen to that song, they can enjoy themselves and enjoy the energy that the song comes with, but also be able to digest some of the things that I'm saying. So they might be able to understand some of the things that they see or go through a little bit better.
Well, I think that is all really, frankly, it's not only cool to hear the backstories of all these songs, to hear kind of a taste of what the Pittsburgh rap scene has to offer, but it's also really neat just to see how the music is genuinely helping you. You know, I've said forever and a day on ScarFire, on stage and otherwise that I make music because it's what's keeping me here on planet Earth. And I'm really, really glad that you, as somebody as young as you are, with the story that you have, were able to find that glimmer of peace. Because I know Jim can say the same thing. Life gets fucking hard sometimes, man. Really fucking hard. And the fact that you were able to find something that isn't drugs, alcohol, something that's going to hurt your body and your mind, that is so beautiful. And I really hope that you see the beauty in that too. And I hope that it helps you grow as time goes on, because I know it's been helping me grow. And I think it's been helping you too, Jim. And I hope it's been helping everybody else who's been listening to the show, been listening to the music, been making music themselves. And I think that's a perfect opportunity for me to segue into saying, if you can hear my voice, I want to say thank you for tuning in for Firepitt and all things ScarFire Media. Check out the website, check out the podcast network, check out Find a Venue, the Indie Musicians Catalog. Check it all out. We've got so much going on. I can't even remember it all. www.scarfireradio.net. In the meantime, between time, as we walk you out the door and on your way to Scarpace's to see Tio, another Pittsburgh rapper, on the featured stage. Stay healthy, stay happy, stay safe, peace and love. Here comes Portions by AP Bouttabag.
So I came out and figured I could share it with y'all. Drums are thumping on the cannon, but sound like a symphony. Wagger weather, got some youngins out to rake it like some leaves. Ain't a pen and no boss, but still been fucking with the tree. Puppy taxing, tucking, fishing at the bottom, Boston tea. Cutting pillow talking, now his ass is never walking. How you find a blower and still run? You should've never bought it. Bitch, a nigga playing, boy, you sound like you got baby colic. I thought it was free. Said I robbed you, call it what you call it. Your man's got shot, now he retarded. Watch the doors of Walmart. I know other bro got belly bag. Gotta watch this food car, got some shit you never see and never know. What's in my toolbar, tripping about your flipping shit since I was eating sweet tarts. From the bottom, I just don't how I'm coming, What kind of watch I can't talk, you got a problem, Don't give a fuck, I send all business about this guapa, Got shit to lose, but I got pride, so with my chopper, Ain't never been a bitch, that's why I stay up in the mix. Fully on this brick with 30 stick, we out here mowing shit. Rubber band, man, you talking shit, bro, I can take it, bitch, I'm never ducking static. Sending duties, know they hitting crit. How you try to be, but boy, you ain't got foot to be a cabinet. Talking shit up on that bitch, but still hit, bro, you got attachments. Life there's pros and cons and consequences, come from a reaction. Only ones who really like that, keep it silent, misdirection. Chopper 101, mind on that money, that's what bring the buns. To be 101 is where I kinda building at your son. Tracks are 101, you hear that switchy, boy, you better run. County 101, show them papers, just her acting dumb. Mama know I ain't no son, I got she calling me a sinner. Sorry mama, I'm just trying to stack it up just for the winning. Bitch, I with this chicken, I ain't talking about no fucking dinner. Taking what I want on sharks around me, now with some winners. Beat this bitch back, she thought me if she see me spin a rack. Double back, your brother man, he get it till we drop his hat. In a pack, we wrote him up, face he wrote she in the trash. Full borders, all his mama got a picture of the past. Ones like me, we the ones that really handle business. Ones that really get the chicken, ones that really hit the lickings. You better run and hurry up, don't twist my trigger finger itching. Never saying what I do and no one can, there ain't no witness. Break the pack up in the portions, on my bucket get extorted. Suck my dick, she get recorded. Off the trap, she deported, road running. What I'm doing, boy, start asking questions. You wanna know a little more, compete this lethal weapon. What you know about nights up on a block and sleeping in a bando. Swear that shit ain't fertile weak. Move around, you can't handle. I step on shit through every season like how Jesus wore sandals. Everybody think they hard until they feel me lighting candles. Appreciate y'all, appreciate y'all. No, go for it. No, go for it.